Hello there. We got a whole bunch of lines in front of us, and they're all jig-jagging all over the place. But we know various things about the angles, so let's see what we can conclude. Let's start with two-column proof. Now, I'm actually just going to list the givens as I start using them, as opposed to putting all of them up there at the same time. This doesn't really matter. You could scattershot them all in the beginning, but I really want you to know which given I'm using when. So we're going to start here with A and B, and they are congruent to each other. So the lines that they use, M and N, their position, A and B, now we could say like A and then this one by vertical angles, this one alternate interior, and here vertical angles, but it's much faster to say, oh, those are alternate exterior angles. So M is parallel to N by the alternate exterior angle theorem, and I'll put a couple blue lines over there. So the next part that we're given is going to be C and D are congruent. So let's mark this in purple. And they're using this line O and P. Now their relative position to each other, that this is top left of this intersection, and this one's also the top left of that intersection, so those are corresponding angles. And this, to prove those lines are parallel, we're going to use our core postulate. So we get O and P are parallel by the parallel line postulate, because we were using those corresponding angles, upper left, upper left. All right, so mark this one in purple, that O is parallel to P. And now we got the green stuff. So E and F, they are both congruent to each other, and they're involved with these two lines. Now they're on different sides of the transversal here. I guess I haven't named it, we could call it T. They're on different sides, they're on alternate sides, and they're both inside those lines, so those are actually alternate interior angles. And we know the measurements are equal, therefore the lines must be parallel. So we got P and Q by alternate interior angles, so I'll mark that with green. Now you'll actually notice something here. Let's see, what do we have? We have that this one's congruent to this one, or this one's parallel to this one's parallel to this one, so we could use transitivity here. But that's, yeah, so that would be an option. That's actually not what I want to practice. I wanted to practice this connection here with D and E, that those are vertical angles. So we get that they're congruent by the vertical angle theorem. And now we can do some substitution in here. I guess at this point I'm just playing around. There's all kinds of ways that you could prove this. So I'm substituting in that D, that is equal to C. So C is now congruent to angle E because they are alternate. Oh wait, that's a substitution. Then you're going to get that C is congruent to F, so ultimately this one and this one. And that lets you conclude things about those lines, O and Q, by the parallel line postulate. So actually, I guess I just kind of redid a proof that we had the other day. So we got that O is parallel to Q then, which we would have had earlier too, just using transitivity. Okay, last thing. We have not used yet that B and C are supplementary. So I'm going to write this out as measure of angle B plus measure of angle C equals 180 as given. Could state that they're supplementary, and then measure of angle B plus measure of angle C equals 180 by definition of supplementary. And those are same side interior angles, and they add up to 180, so that tells you stuff about those lines N and O. Namely that they are parallel to each other by same side interior angles. So now we have those are parallel. Okay, this time I'm going to do the transitivity thing. If M is parallel to N, established up here, and N is parallel to O, established just recently with those light blue ones, then M is parallel to O. And the list actually continues down here that O was parallel to P with the purple, and P was parallel to Q with the green, and they're all going to be parallel to each other by the transitivity of parallel lines. So I'll actually go over here from the final conclusion that all of those lines are parallel to each other. Okay, we could have shortened up this part a little bit in here by just using transitivity of parallel lines. Oh, and Newsbreak is on. Alright, thanks for watching. Character and Scholarship for Life.